Yeah.
Order filled, check us out.
You know what time it is.
This is a Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
How you guys doing? I'm Andy with Mighty Soldiers Trades. This is our first episode of Get Psyched, and we have a very special guest today. So I'm going to go ahead without further ado and bring Agnieszka on with us. How you doing today?
Hi, Andy. I do actually excellent. This song is just so nice. I just have to say it right from the start. Such a good vibe. Thank you for having me. It's really an honor that not only being the first guest, but being on your stream at all. So that's thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, we took a lot of time off and just started to really enjoy life. I had to get my head straight for my own trading and stuff. And I'm starting to come back here and I want to bring the nuggets of everything that I've learned to new traders so they maybe don't have to make the same mistakes. And I know that mindset and psychology is one of the number one things that we have to combat when we come to the market. It's less beating the market and it's more the man in the mirror. That's the biggest, biggest thing to overcome, the biggest hurdle. And as you said earlier, for me, trading has been such an amazing thing that it's like opened. I don't know, it's like a mirror, but we'll get into that later. If you could just tell us briefly about yourself and what you do.
All right. So I have started trading over 10 years ago, as most of traders, just out of curiosity. Basically, it has been a huge challenge. It seems like a huge challenge, which proved itself to be. So I have been day trading since then with some pauses, but I had quite a tough struggle period, which I managed to get myself out of because I have been a life coach and NLP master practitioner for over 20 years. So that really helped me to find the key, as some people would call it, but to really get myself through the transformation from struggling and being stuck in a cycle of, making money and then just giving it all back over and over again. So I got myself out of it, and now I'm trading for a living and successfully. So having life that I always wanted. And I also started helping 3 years ago, started helping traders like I used to be, just struggling to get them on that path of consistency and following their trading plan. So I'm actually a trading mindset coach, the official title, but basically I help them with their mindset, with the psychology of trading and getting the transformation to be a trader for a living.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things. And what I was touching on is, like, as a trader, I thought the most valuable thing would be being able to, live independently or, make a really nice amount of money trading and stuff. But what I really found is that mirror, that reflection, it helped me to grow as a person and evolve, and just so many things changed for me. Is there anything that you want to touch on that trading really did change for you?
Yeah, I think it definitely made me a better person. As you say, for me, this was and still is daily journey of self-discovery. I still discover new things about myself and really a mastery of life. That's how I see trading. It's not just something you just jump in and make some money. Yes, because money at some point just loses value. I mean, if you keep making 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 a day, then it's money, right? It's the value, what you get out of it. That's what counts, right? And the freedom you can buy. There is one thing that I think the most important lesson that I have realized, and that's what actually helped me to pull myself over to the profitability side, is that with freedom comes responsibility. And if you don't take the responsibility for your mistakes, for admitting you are wrong, right? Because if you don't, you will just get stuck in a losing trade and you'll just get going, right? Seeing your account being drained. So that responsibility part and taking and realizing it's just you. If you don't take it, nobody else will. You cannot blame anyone. And that part really kind of clicked for me. And once that did, the rest was just really piece of cake. Honestly, it was just, fine-tuning the process, making sure you get stick to the plan, which, we can talk about how to do it another time. But the responsibility part goes with freedom, and you need to realize that.
Well, talking about admitting mistakes, me and you were just talking about this, but yesterday I got in the market and I was showing off. I was doing really good in the morning. I'm sitting here, cheering for myself and everything, like I always do.
Good.
Anyways, no, I mean, I was becoming an arrogant trader. I was really believing that I couldn't be beat this day because I'd done so well. And then a trade, it started to turn slightly against me, but it was in a place where it looked really good, like it was going to be just fine, and I could just add rather than stop out. I did that, and then it just collapsed off from underneath me. So I had to close that out for probably a daily 1-to-1. So whatever I'm going for daily, I got a 1-to-1 loss. And so now I'm in the hole that deep. And I had to spend the whole rest of my day working my way out of that because I didn't do this simple thing. If I would have stopped out the way I was and not added to it, it would have been a slap on the wrist. You know, it would have been so minor and I would continue to progress. But I've learned now, and I tell myself this every day, you know, what are you doing this for? And, you know, if you're not going to protect me, being the dollars talking to me, you know, the capital speaking to me, don't touch me, you know, because that's the thing. I'm not protecting my capital when I'm going off. And
in situations like this, I would say, think about trading not as a, you know, something you need to win, a challenge that you going on to, because if you have a challenge, you of course want to win, but more as a business, and see it from the perspective of efficiency. So if you get stopped out, obviously your loss is much smaller, so it's much quicker that you can make it up, right? If you let it go and you have to make your all way back to it, how efficient is that? So from your business perspective, you are basically working for free. And if you don't do it today, then the next day you will be working to make up for that day, right? So if you start thinking about it really as a business and being a business leader, it's much easier not to allow yourself to stay in a losing trade, because you know, now my business is working for free. So even without thinking like, what am I doing it for? No, how am I? I mean, who am I? Am I just the operator making trades? No, my role is to be a leader. And what would the leader do?
yeah, I mean, sorry, the dog was walking right here, but
That's all right.
that's exactly it. Treating that, I mean, you made an excellent point that treating this as a business to where, you know, our losses, it's just like the cost of business. So if we owned a gas station, we would have to pay for our products to go on the shelf. You know, that's a loss to the company, but in the end, we're making more. We're making much more. And this goes also along. I'm going to flip this a little bit. It also goes along with a lot of traders I see oversizing. They think they need to make so much more in one single trade rather than just letting, like, if I own that gas station, I would not mind selling a $2 Coke or Pepsi, you know, whatever it is. I wouldn't mind selling $1.75, whatever candy costs these days. I don't really buy candy, but you know, whatever it costs, I wouldn't mind doing that because it's going to add up for me. But for some reason in trading, we get to the desk and we're like, okay, 10,000 shares, because if not, you know, this isn't worth anything to me.
Yeah, and that is because they focus on the result, right? They focus on the money. This is the money. But the thing is, if you look at the business, going back to the, you know, having a trading business, treating it as a business, you really like any business. If you see, like, if you go to work, let's say you have a job, right? Yes, of course, the business has to make money, but what do you do every day? You go and focus on the process. You are doing the tasks that are set into, you know, you have to do A, B, and Z in order to get to that money, to make that sell. You're not thinking, oh, I need to sell. No, because then nothing is coming out of your hand, right? So in trading, really switching the focus to the process and every single step of it and perfecting that is what will get you the result, because your routine will become automatic, and then you will not be messing up in your head with thoughts, because you know this is just what I do, right? And then just a matter of it would be increasing the size then slowly, because the flip side of it is when you get into a big size immediately, right? It's not just a scratch when you lose it.
It's a psychological,
and
it's
then
pain.
It's like a domino effect. Once you do that, we aren't talking about immunity anymore, because I'm really very big, a fan of building immunity to losses, you know, just a little bit. The same as immunity to emotions. You have to build your immunity. You have to get used to the feeling. Market is so unpredictable, right? So you have to be able to exist in those conditions and build your immunity to that. Like, we want to always know what's going to happen in the future, right? Just in our daily life as well. We always want to know, because we like to feel secure. We like to feel certain that nothing bad is going to happen. But you actually, you know, if you really look at it, we will never know, right? And still in life, you are able to find that peace and relax and go for a walk and don't think about it. And the same in trading. You can find that place where you actually find comfort in the discomfort of not knowing. Taking the trade and knowing, okay, this is the money I'm risking, right? This is the cost of this opportunity. I sometimes compare it to, you know, slot machine and trading, the difference. It's not very big. There's just one difference in the process. With the slot machine, you first pay. You accept the loss, right? I pay and I might lose it. And then you pull. With trading, you first pull. And if it doesn't work, you have to pay. But then you say, oh, no, now I don't want to pay. You see? So mentally, you actually haven't accepted the loss. You know, because it would be very different if you have a jar in front of your computer and every time you take a trade, you actually take the physical money and say, this is the money I'm going to invest on this trade. I tell you, you would be much more picky in your choices.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. You know, when I come to this desk every morning now, I always tell myself, you know, what am I doing this for? And if I'm not going to protect this, I can't touch it. You know, I have to tell myself that every day. If I'm not going to protect it, don't touch it, because nothing really matters. It's easy to make money in the market. I think you could probably throw darts and make money in the market. The thing is how we manage our trades and how we get out of our losses and we don't let them run into big monsters. Because if I'm making, let's say, if I'm making $100, but I'm willing to lose $300 to be right, this is not going to pan out very well in the future.
Yeah. The hope and fear, that are those two crazy emotions that are completely swapped once you get into a trade, right? Because the normal way would be like before you get in a trade, you would think, okay, when the trade goes against me, I'm gonna get fearful and get out of it. When it goes my direction, then I'm just gonna wait and hope that it's gonna go higher, right? But then you get into a trade and just upside down, it goes down, and you start hoping, oh, maybe it will come back up. Oh, maybe now it will bounce. And then it goes your direction. You should be hoping, but instead you feel, oh, maybe it's not going to go higher. Maybe I should get out now because it's not going to go higher. So it's like this complete switch. The most important thing is, and I'm really happy to hear from what you said, that you are telling yourself those things, because, you know, a lot of people ask, like, how do you manage emotions, or how to get rid of emotions? I don't believe you can get rid of emotions. You can use them to your advantage, but Absolutely. It's actually backward thinking, because you don't manage emotions. What you manage is your thoughts. Because if something happens, and your emotions will be based on what you think about it, and that will make you feel a certain way. So you actually have to be step before your emotion come into play and manage your thoughts. And that is much easier process than managing this power, this energy that's coming and overwhelming you, right? So if you're just step ahead of it and start managing your thoughts, it's golden.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, basically create a buffer. Before I get into the trade, I have to create a buffer. I can't. I believe in, or at least I anticipate every trade to turn against me at least briefly, no matter what. So that stops me from putting in the 10,000 shares off the bat. And then I want to get my toes in the water. I want to feel this thing. I want to know what's happening, because as soon as I touch it, if it goes flat down, you know, it's further than I can imagine, I don't want to have a bunch of shares in there. Now, if it does pull down a little bit, it's within my thesis and my plan. I don't mind building my core right there within a very small target only a very small target. Once we leave that area and I start to lose more than what I anticipated making, minimum of a 1-to-1, you know, that's basically how I plan and how we plan our trades. that's how we are going to be able to handle our emotions. If we put the 10,000 shares and it goes against us, immediately we are on such thin ice that our stomach's turned over. We're feeling sick. We don't know what to do. We're asking people in the house, should I buy it, sell it? Should I buy more? What should I do? What should I do? You know, and instead, if we manage that before we get in, like you're saying, that's the whole thing. That is the key. Everybody's paying all this money for so much kind of junk out there. There's a lot of junk. I mean, there's good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff.
There are traders who know how to trade the junk. You know?
Yeah. I trade junk. Okay. I trade garbage.
You see, I'm more the I always laugh. It's like I like expensive things in my life, and that's the stocks I trade are expensive. It makes sense. I bring over it. I can't help it. I just like buying expensive stuff. But
quality. Quality. You like to buy quality, so that's nice.
Quality. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, usually it goes with the price.
Agnieszka, I love having you here today, and I'm so pumped that I could probably talk to you for another couple hours. But if you would like to come back, we can go over this and do this.
Definitely, I would love to come back. Can I just give one thing for you guys, whoever is listening? There is one little thing, and maybe and for you, it might be helpful as well. There is one thing, because as I said, internal dialogue is really very important, right? How do we talk to ourselves? So remember, when the trade goes, let's say you longed it and it goes down, in order not to fight it, don't make it personal. Instead of saying the trade goes against you, just say the trade goes in the opposite direction than I have planned. It makes the whole experience much smoother, and it takes away the need to fight, because if something is against you, you will automatically become defensive.
Well, if I can add briefly to that, also what I've learned is that if I cut that loss really quick, instead of trying to fight or wait or see what happens, I can re-enter at a better place, and I have so much more profit. But if I sit there and try to play with that, toy with that, whatever I am doing to force it my way, you know, it doesn't work out.
No,
but
totally. You can always get a better price. If your price was too high, that's why you're out, right? That's why you should be out. And yeah, absolutely. There will always be a better price.
This has been my pleasure. I mean, this has been a joy. I love talking to you today, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Is there any place that you would you have a community or anything you'd like to share?
I have a Facebook group that's called the Trading Hub. So if you guys want to join, just request access. And I of course have a website, aheadcoach.com, so you can check it out. I have some free trainings there you can sign up for, or you can schedule a strategy call if you want to find out more about how to take your trading to the next level.
That sounds good. I know I would have needed that a long time ago, and I didn't go and reach out for a mentor. I just did every stupid thing you could imagine. So you guys, if you're listening and you don't want to make all the mistakes I've made, get a hold of Agnieszka, the trading coach, tradingcoach.com.
It's Ahead Coach, you know,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ahead Coach, but also from being ahead.
I don't listen very good, guys. Sorry about that, but Ahead Coach. Anyways,
the Facebook group was the Trading Hub, so I think you just mix those two up. That's fine.
We'll be sure to put a link in the description for you, though. That way people can get this right instead of listening to me, because I don't listen very well. But thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you again next time.
Me too, Andy. Thank you so much for inviting me again. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Yeah.
Order filled. Check us out.
You know what time it is.
This is Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like,
If you with the squad, then you already know what's up. It be going down, but my account is going up. I'm about to make another 100,000 bucks. Rolling up that chain, I'm about to take another puff.
Hold up, I made a killing, now my pockets got swollen. Independent, now I'm taking over. I'm a lot richer, you a lot broker. I'm a pot smoker, stockbroker, blowing up like a supernova. On my mama, mama, I was born a soldier. The best in the game, man, I thought I told you. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like, I am unstoppable, I can do anything I ever wanted to. Never did anything they ever wanted me to. Got on my side and I'm not gonna lose and they're not gonna win. I see them, the haters, it's all cause I'm getting dollars again. Commas on commas on commas, I'm buying the dip. The market is dropping again. I can see him hating from the sidelines. If you see a hater, tell him bye-bye. Watch my money grow, 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 grow. And my wifey like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Somebody better stop me cause there ain't no competition and I'm coming for the top position. Obliterating the opposition every time that I jot it in the composition. Everybody wanna stop and listen cause I bring it to you hotter than the oven in your mama kitchen. I be getting hit like a politician. I'ma get bread when you stack looking taller than Scottie Pippen. Ain't nobody ready for the Armageddon when I pop the clip and I ain't playing. I'm spraying you brain, I'm bringing the pain like Damon Wayne. You disappear like David Blaine. I'm dropping bombs, Saddam Hussein. Stop and aim, pop you lames and pop champagne. I ain't playing so stop the games, you know the name. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, man, I'm out.